Hey guys, Thomas the Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, here with my review for Diablo, the movie, not the video game, to the right of me. So, this movie begins with a man who walks out of this fire barn and he sees that these four men attacked him and he wants his revenge. So, this is a westernized movie, so I was kind of getting a Revenant vibe, if you will, but it didn't quite live up to that kind of movie for me, and here's why. We don't really see what he's getting his revenge for. He does mention his wife, which he's searching for, but we don't know what she looks like, so we follow this guy all around. He ends up meeting this, I guess I'll just call him a bounty hunter. I don't remember his name. He's all dressed in black. And the bounty hunter shoots him. He's shot. He's all injured. He's scraping around, and he's eventually saved by a few natives. I think there were three of them. There were two older men and then a younger uh, native there, and they just decide to help him um, for whatever reason. So he makes his way trying to find these guys. And then he approaches this like field-like area, and he meets this uh, guy he knew, played by Danny Glover, who's in this movie. Surprisingly, I didn't see it coming, but uh, Mr. Diablo here, the main character, I'll call him. He's like trying to help out, but he's all trying to get information about his wife. And then we see the bounty hunter return and then ask for money or ask for justice or something. He asked for something, I can't remember what it was, but he's like trying to kill Danny Glover. And then we see Mr. Diablo return and he's angry and he's pointing his gun at, or he's just standing there, like, whatever. And then we see, Danny Glover's character has either a daughter or granddaughter, and she's looking out, and we only see Mr. Diablo by himself saying the lines that were just spoken by the bounty hunter, so there is reason to believe that they're actually one and the same. So that's where the movie doesn't really make sense, in that he shot himself, I guess, at one point. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. I kind of see what they were going for, but I would say the execution of creating this sort of phantom didn't work out as well as it should have in this movie. Um, he sort of goes on his way after he shoots Danny Glover. He's moving along. He ends up in this town where, he ends up in this like water bank area where he sees a bunch of the guys and the women, and then he's like chasing after them, and then they end up in the little village. Uh, he's asking for the wife, and then they try to shoot him down. He does his gun tricks and shoots everybody in all directions. He ends up going in the house that he assumes that the wife is in, only to find the main bad guy's wife. And then we see them talking to each other, Diablo and the woman. She says that she's sorry for him or something, and decides to first kiss him and then shoot him. And her husband's trying to get in this locked room that they're in at that time. She ends up, as I said, shooting him, and then he shoots her, and then he shoots through the door, killing the other bad guy, and then that's how the movie ends, with him just killing everyone. Um, this is a movie about, I think it's about a man going crazy, the main character that we're following, and it took me through the entire movie to sort of piece that together, and it's pretty much because of the execution. As I mentioned, we don't know what the wife looks like, so it was hard to assume that this woman that he was talking to reminded him of her. So there were a lot of pieces I felt were missing in this movie. Just getting help from the natives, unlike in the Revenant, where you know he actually knew the language in that movie. I'm talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. So it was harder to believe in this, where they would just like help him out for whatever reason, and then he ends up like gunning them down at some point. Um, I felt a lot less connected because of that, and he's sort of straightforward and very one part, and he just sort of breaks, and there's not really any. It's sort of hard to tell like what part of the movie he's supposed to turn into this complete psycho. I assume it's when he guns down Danny Glover, or slightly before that, where we see that guy is one and the same, but it could have been at the beginning of the movie. Again, it's sort of hard to tell what they were going for. So, if I were to score this movie, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I feel like the execution was severely lacking here, and the acting was pretty. There wasn't anything particularly good about it. It was serviceable. That's the word I'll use. And it's it's sort of hard because like I was sort of getting into it a little bit toward the end, but then I was like, I don't know. So that's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. There's my review. So with that being said, this has been Thomas Zulu Jr., aka Mustached Tom. I'll see you guys next time.